Hey everybody, it's Nasal Cactus here. I'm hoping third time's a charm with this setup. I still don't have like a good play mat though, but my worries, I guess, of video and audio quality are hopefully going to be a little appeased by this admittedly pretty janky setup that I have. One thing that Puma and I have in common is that we work in fields that give us a chance to like have access to cool stuff every once in a while, and so having like decent camera equipment is definitely part of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just like dig right into these today. We've opened 8 packs, I believe. I've kept the wrappers, but I'm pretty sure it's been 8 packs out of 24. So we're a third of the way through it. Just to kind of go through and show a couple of things that have been pulled from those first 8 packs, a couple of things that I think are personally really cool, and a couple of the rarer cards that have come out of it so far, and really the ones that like I think it's been kind of the best to get out of it in these 8 packs. Of course, it's like one of the last ones I try and find, but they've been these two. Oops, actually accidentally grabbed 3. So we got the Snow Speeder first. Just a cool borderless foil, which I believe makes it a showcase. I'm still figuring it out, everybody. I'm sorry. And then a leader, rare leader, Versio. Just a cool character from a game that I really enjoyed. And something that I was thinking about yesterday after opening the first several packs of cards, wondering just how much like post original trilogy will be in this set. We've pulled one card that has Mando on it. We pulled Versio. So I'm really curious if there's an emphasis on one era versus another. I don't know yet. I feel like we've seen a lot of Rogue One era cards. By the way, there's some card sleeves. I'm going to use those as like my staging ground. A lot of Rogue One era cards. We've gotten a couple of Jyn Ursos, K2SO. So it seems like there's a lean so far into pre A New Hope. And then obviously classic original trilogy when we have cards like this. And Grand Moff Tarkin, another common leader. Is this one borderless? It is borderless. That's cool. I think I pulled 3 of him so far. And just to show again, as a comparison, the difference between the... Oh, I'm like way off camera. I apologize. Borderless, Grand Moff Tarkin. Bordered, Grand Moff Tarkin. Just a little bit more of those green and black edges on this one versus this one, where you can see a little more around the edges. And then on the flip side, same thing, just getting a little bit more of that Star Destroyer bridge behind him than you necessarily do in this card. Interesting still. I said it in the last couple of videos that he is a common, but a new base, Kestro City. I don't know what this is from. This is probably an era of the shows that I haven't, or universe from a show that I haven't watched. So I apologize. All right, so right off the bat, we're kind of leaning into what I had mentioned just a second ago. Jyn Urso art on the card for Infiltrator's skill. Battlefield Marine. I kind of feel like, again, is that Scarif in the background? It looks like Scarif. It looks like a beach with seagulls in the background. Rebel Pathfinder. Not really sure which era that is from. Make an opening. I regret to inform you that between 3 videos at this point, I still have not looked up the names of those characters from Rogue One. First Legion Stormtrooper. This is a new one. I don't think I've gotten this in any of the previous packs. Disarm. I believe that is a bounty hunter. Is it a bounty hunter or a pilot? It might be. It's tough to tell. There's entirely a chance that it's like somebody from Bad Batch that I just don't know who they are. And for that, I apologize. Viper probe droid. And we got to again. Oops, I'm revealing something coming up. I was getting ready to say we've got to be getting close to the end of our commons, which brings us to a borderless Death Star Stormtrooper. I think I have one of these already, but still a cool card. First uncommon, Cantina Bouncer. So I'd say original trilogy, era, Blizzard Assault AT-AT. It's cool artwork. Very like minimalist, geometric in a way. I'm not an art critic, so please don't hold that against me. Fighters for Freedom. And then see if we can see like who's on this card. Anybody of note. I think it's one that I do have. I'm pretty sure I do. Next wing in the background, maybe some Yavin 4. Troops. All right. First rare is Regional Governor. Interesting. Now that I'm thinking about it, I say first rare, but I think that in the packs, it goes common, uncommon, and then there's the opportunity for a rare or a legendary, and then you get your holo card, which is a Wampa, which is new, I think. A foil common with borders. I feel like that's all the qualifiers that we need for these cards, right? Whether or not there's a border, what the rarity of it actually is, and I think that's about it. One of the downsides of having the jobs that both Puma and I do is that sometimes it can lead to very long days, and so I'm recording this just a little after midnight, I think, going into Thursday morning, and I've been awake since like 9 a.m. yesterday, so been a long day. Grand Inquisitor, Dagobah Swamp as our base. I'll go over here. But this is our leader, a borderless Grand Inquisitor. Somebody who I have seen from Obi-Wan Kenobi, yes. So we're still in that prequel era. He's rare, though. And I'll show you this. So in the first video, my camera quality was just not great. And in the second video, I was using a different camera, which would not autofocus. So you can see right there, the little R, the little gold R in the corner, stands for rare. So, yeah, a bit of an upgrade, I hope, in quality for the photo, the video, and the audio. Mission briefing, episode 4, Echo Base. So, you know, now we're in like mid original trilogy, but then here we go back to Rugged Survivors, which to me seems like a Rogue One card. So, Precise Fire. I can't really tell where that is. That looks like a setting from Mandalorian, where he first meets Bo-Katan, but I don't remember the name of that planet. Resupply with Hera and Sabine. Academy Defense Walker. Imperial Vehicle. Mining Guild TIE Fighter. We got one of those yesterday. Interesting design. I'm not entirely sure I've ever seen this TIE Fighter before, but, you know, I did grow up reading some of the EU, which is now Legends, correct? Some of the stuff that got decanonized. That is the word I think that all of the nerds use. Surprise Strike. I haven't gotten this one yet. But again, a Rogue One card with Cassian shooting at Director Krennic. So staying in line with that. All right, here we go. We're getting into our uncommons for this pack. Rebel Assault. I like the artwork here with the X-Wings and the A-Wing going up against the Star Destroyer. Admiral Ozzel. Got one of him yesterday, I believe. It was in the first few packs. All right, we have another uncommon here. Baze. Hey, the cards answered the question for me. You know, ask and eventually the heart of the cards will deliver. I don't know if I'm using that phrase correctly, but I'm trying to be relevant to Markiplier, or whoever started Heart of the Cards. Markiplier is where I know it from. So Baze, another Rogue One character. I love the borderless on this. Something that I've noticed, and hear me out, stay with me. These borderless cards, I love the idea, but what I think is like could be better. What I think could be better is that so many of them just seem to add like kind of these anime streaks to the edges where the border should be. And you get little things like the blaster bolts and the edge of this doorway that goes around him. And I mean, there's definitely texture to the card behind I'm going to call them the anime streaks. But yeah, I mean, it's maybe leaves me a little wanting on like what we're actually getting when the border is expanded. All right, first rare for a cause I believe in. Got a foil version of this the other day. Oh, a legendary hollow coming up. I'll move this up. Little L down there at the bottom. So let's see what we got. We'll get Cassian out of the way. Home 1. Wow. All right. Like a legit starship card. And a legendary foil. I think foil. Foil hollow. Whichever. I'm going to use them interchangeably from now on so I stop asking an annoying question. Home 1. Loving the art on this. Loving all the little ships around it. See if we can see it in the card. X-Wings, TIE Fighters, B-Wings. The perspective on the card is a little strange, I will admit. I can't really tell if I'm looking at it directly from the side. I think that's what it's supposed to be, but it's a great card. Classic vehicle, starship, whatever you would like to call it. Alrighty, that was pack 2, so we'll do 2 more. Getting some Grand Admiral Thrawn packs here. We're coming up on, halfway through with these next couple. This has been a fun opening. I don't think that I've talked about this. I should have probably mentioned it, but this is maybe a good time to talk about it. This is the first booster box of any card game I've ever purchased. So, you know, I'm taking like a tiny bit of a gamble, I guess, on doing that with a card game that is what I would say is maybe unproven at this point. But, you know, I saw cards that I liked, and I saw a franchise that I've been in love with since a kid, and I really wanted to give this a shot. I think I've said that part a bunch, that like I'm trying to justify my purchase a little bit, but you know, like truly, I thought when I saw this, I was like, this is a booster box that it feels right to be the first, because you know, in reality, would I love to have a base set Pokemon booster box to open? I would. I don't have, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting around. If you would like to donate, please let me know, and I would happily open that booster box on our channel and even let people buy in. I mean, I think that would be a lot of fun. Common Boba Fett leader. I like the art on this. I really like. I'm gonna admit to you all, I am not the biggest Boba Fett fan. You can Hold that against me if you would like. Nothing against him. I think he's just overrated. Okay. All right. I'm unnecessarily excited for a common, but if you've seen the previous two videos, one, please go back and watch them. We would love your support. Two, please like, comment on those videos. If there are any cards that you've seen that you would like, maybe we can go back through once I've gone through this booster box. I do plan on buying another one, to be completely honest with you, because I'm just having so much fun opening this. I may do it on camera, I may do it off camera. But the reason I'm excited about the Star Viper, so in one of my previous videos, I mentioned that I was curious if there was Shadows of the Empire cards in here. And the Star Viper is a Prince Shizor craft, basically, that is from Shadows of the Empire. So to see this and give me hope that there is an Outrider somewhere in here. I don't have a card list. I haven't looked it up yet. This card gives me hope. And I was going to make a really lame joke. I'll save you all from that. Death Trooper Common. Another Rogue One. Cantina Braggart. Somebody arm wrestling a Cyclops as my dog chews on her Benabone in the background. Vanguard Infantry. Alliance X-Wing. Always love an X-Wing. Can't go wrong with an X-Wing. That said, ooh, repair. That's a new one. Haven't seen this one yet. Can't go wrong with an X-Wing or the Millennium Falcon. A little surprised the Falcon hasn't shown up. That seems, it's got to be a really rare card. Swoop Racer. So again, I think that the swoops kind of got co-opted into other stuff, but I'm pretty sure the swoops came from Shadows of the Empire. I'm saying that there's probably somebody out there who's much more knowledgeable on the EU before it was decanonized, and they're going to tell me, nope, it actually came from Heir to the Empire or something, which, fair enough. Card with the Millennium Falcon on it, but not the Millennium Falcon. Asteroid Sanctuary. All right, Devotion. Got this card a couple days ago. I love the art on this card, and now I can show it to you. Just that, like, sort of geometric, I'm going to say geometric again, but there's like just something so angular and crisp about it. It's got a little bit of an anime feel with like Luke's face and just sort of the shape of him and the vines and this everything. I think that this is a really great card, and it's a Liana Antolovich. Again, Liana, if you somehow end up watching this video, I deeply apologize. All right, Bamboozle. We are in our uncommons now, by the way, and we have another borderless coming up. General Dodonna. Not a new card for my pulls, but the showcase version is. So let's get to our rare Admiral Akbar. Oh, let's look at this really quick. When this unit attacks, heal 1 damage from your base. You may deal damage to a unit equal to the number of units you control in its arena. So what I was really looking for was if whether or not this gave you some kind of advantage if you play him on home 1, or if there's some sort of attachment between those two cards. Again, I'm not versed in how to play this game just yet, but that will be part of this adventure that we all go on together. Hollow, foil, common, metal ceremony. Again, just loving the art on this. Where do I go? There I go. This way. Loving the art on this card. Just like a classic, like reminds me of X-Men comics I used to read when I was a kid. There are a couple artists who I can't name. But I remember them as a kid and really loving their artwork and trying to emulate what they did. And so yeah, that card, it just kind of reminds me of some of those, like, it was back when, like, God, there was some character named like Bastion or Bastille or something, and they like put a bomb in Cyclops' chest and they had to cut it out, and it was a whole thing. Echo Base. And then Grand Inquisitor. Grand Inquisitor, also not new for a pull, but for the token and the leader, I'll take them. I'll take them because I don't have a choice. They are the cards that came out of the pack. Alrighty, let's get into this. Disabling Fang Fighter. And I mentioned in one of my videos, I think that these are the ships that the Mandalorians fly. Very cool design. Strike True. Okay, so now to go off of my original hypothesis, there was a lot of like prequel, or I guess like pre-original trilogy cards in here with the Rogue One era and things like that. We've now gone all the way to Return of the Jedi. So we're giving me hope again. Shadows of the Empire might be in here in some way. T21B Surgical Droid. Imperial Interceptor. Great starship and like fighter art on these. Medal Ceremony. We just saw you, but a fancier version. Seasoned Shore Trooper. Again, we're getting into that Rogue One vibe. I love the design of these troopers. I'm a big fan of Gareth Edwards, I think, right? Again, I'm very tired, but Rogue Operative, I think another Rogue One card. Volunteer Soldier. Now, this is a Naboo fighter, and I feel like, I apologize if that one went too fast. There it is. Rogue Operative. How much prequel era trilogy stuff are we going to have? I kind of feel like I pulled a couple of things. Ooh, Outer Rim Headhunter. I always love the Z95. A ship that has not really made its presence outside of Ahsoka in that first season when Sabine's trying to outrun them. Takedown. This looks like an Iden Versio card, right? That looks like maybe a... Oops, you didn't see that. Is that Iden Versio? I do not know, but cool artwork. Takedown. Tactic. No Good to Me Dead. Han Solo Frozen in Carbonite. '97th Legion. This unit gets +1/+1 for each resource you control. Now, we're getting to a rare. I think that you've kind of seen what I've seen. Redemption. All right, so now we have a card that I think kind of goes with Capital Ship. That was the phrase I was looking for. Goes with Home One. I would be interested to try and build a little fleet of ships. All right, a showcase rare foil. Could potentially be the biggest pull of the box so far, of the box in general. Audrey Hote is the artist. So let's see what we have. Lando Calrissian. God, look at that card. Just like, I mean, if you can enjoy it between the chomp, chomp, chomp of that dog going crazy on that bent of bone, she's just so excited she has to get it out. Look at this, man. I'm loving that. Responsible businessman. I love that. That's so cool. I just saw Billy D. Williams on like Kelly Clarkson's show the other day. And just so excited to see him. I won't go on all my tangents about Donald Glover, and who I love, by the way. That's not a bad thing. I think he was great. I wish we would have seen more of him. Man, that is a pull. That is a pull for sure. Again, I hope it's not the pull of the box. I love Lando Calrissian, but I hope that that's not the pull of the box. So yeah, that was our 4 for this go through. I think. Let me double check the wrappers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So we're now halfway through this box. 24 booster packs. I'm still here for it. I'm really liking this. I hope you're enjoying this. If you do, please give us hit the subscribe button. My dog's coming over to apologize for making so much noise in your ear. But yeah, I'm really just so stoked about these cards. And once we have like a full idea of what all is in this box, maybe I'll go through and do kind of like a master card reveal. I can only think of the word reveal right now, but if you've been through all of this so far, you don't need it to be revealed because you've seen it all already. So halfway through the box, this has been fun, and I hope it's been fun for you as well. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you later.